Okay, so we're gonna do a little walkie-talkie here. I got me, my dogs, Minnie. I always reintroduce them because there's always someone new. Some real people, some just spams or bots, but this is for the real people. So I open up a little bit about, I've been called the Dog Savant for a lot of years as my business. I think you can figure out what a savant is, and if you meet me and see me do my thing, even maybe hear me in my videos where the way I kind of go about things or talk about my life experiences, you can realize that I struggle with some sensory stuff and whatever you want to call it, ADHD, autism. I was diagnosed probably 13, 14 years ago now. 2 different specialists just to make sure. And that was because my daughter got diagnosed when she was really young. And I had no idea. I thought autism was like Rain Man, which kind of, I guess, but there's a lot of sensory stuff, a lot of transitional things. You're kind of seeing things. Not in a schizophrenic way, but just like seeing things in other people don't always see, kind of more of an unfiltered existence, right? So I talk about, I hear a lot of reports, and I've observed it many times with clients, that when they're in the hiking trails or somewhere more like nature, the beach, somewhere natural, the dogs don't have the same existing issues that they see when they're walking around the neighborhood or in the city or whatever, right? Reactivity. Overreactions. The dogs are kind of calm. They just kind of listen. Oh, I can take the leash off on the hiking trail. I just would never do that at a park when there's a lot of people. And here's why. And I understand, because when I'm in these environments, I'm more sensory organized. I'm not feeling anxious like I would in the city, having to interact and worry about the behavior patterns and stimuli coming at me. Behavior patterns of people, obviously, but the stimuli coming at me. And it's hard to filter at times, or you can get overloaded. You can do it for a bit. I always call it the cup of tolerance. If you put too much water in it, one more drop's going to spill it over and you're done. So that's what overloads, meltdowns, all that stuff is. And that's what dogs have, a very sensory experience, and they get caught up in transitions. The thoughts in their mind, the sensory input, the physical environment is very hard for them to process. And when dogs are in nature, you get more kind of calm, cool, collected states. I'm a little worried because I heard some birds of prey in the area, so I'm going to be staying close. It's my worst nightmare, seeing her get picked up and taken away. But we have to understand this when we're trying to train our dogs. It's just so you can see why I might relate to these things a little bit. It gives me some credence in the words I'm saying, aside from my experience as a dog trainer, solving these problems from that perspective. So a lot of the training I do is based on sensory organization. It really is creating a more filtered state when the dog is getting too mentally or physically overstimulated by what's going on. So it's through commands, through deep levels of focus. Like if you do breathing exercises, you meditate, same thing, you calm the mind, you single point your focus. So you're in one track of mind. I pick up Minnie because when Sue runs around, she could be in the line of fire, and she's got a leash on, so he's too playful. She's so small, she's not that young. Look at that face. But yeah, that's why I approach it. Of course, there's classical conditioning, there's leadership instincts, but that is still creating a predictable set of behavior patterns, a more guided way to get through transitions. That's what a pack leader does. It's what a parent does, a teacher, coach, psychologist, for those who might need help, who struggle with that stuff. So kind of, Temple Grandin's your best resource on that. I try to be a resource, but I'm not good at writing books, but I think I can articulate what I go through, and I give these examples like, oh yeah, I'm in the forest. Let me talk about it because I'm feeling real nice right now. Like I just so nice and peaceful. But when I was at the store earlier down in the city, dealing with something very simple, it wasn't crowded, just the things of people. I had to worry about what the next person was going to say and fitting into their liking me by saying the things they need me to hear, even though you don't mean it. I try to mean it, but no one does. And that's why people on the spectrum struggle with this stuff, because we are kind of living in a song. We're not trying to be rude. We're just got business to tend to. We're seeing the inherent existence in every little detail. Like when I'm walking, like on the trail, right? Let's say, I won't flip the camera. I'm counting the pine needles. I'm seeing patterns in the trees and the footprints that have been here. The tire. It's very hard. Like your mind's just constantly calculating, doing all these things. Sometimes I guess it's to cope, but not in a bad way here. But like in life, I was saying, that's insane. Like you just can't filter it when it's so unpredictable. I can predict, and even when it's wild animals or nature, it's all predictable, or you can take measures to prepare for it. which people I can't prepare for. I say, it's always time in Alaska, it's dangerous, all these bears. It's like, listen, I'd rather trust the bears' motives than some humans, especially in some of these cities. Sorry, I'm just hiccuping and burping at the same time. But yeah, that's kind of it. So anyway, I'm not going to go off topic, but the sensory stuff is a big part of this. I think I'll turn this into a podcast because it's a nice subject to focus on. And anyone who has children on the spectrum, you are struggling with it, it really helps to get in nature, to learn how to, and should be taking my own advice, but calming your mind, creating place training for humans. Let me call my dog. Here he is. See, they know. I love him. Okay, thanks for listening. Have a good day.